Welcome back to CLE Weekend. So the National Heart Association does so much good nationally and locally, but we're talking specifically about the local things that you will see this year, this month, here in February. I'm with Tiffany Tucker, who is my friend and colleague. Thanks for welcoming me into your home.
You're welcome. Making sure there isn't any dust bunnies or anything like that.
I love it. You come into Tiffany's house and you're like, wow, I really feel like I'm at home. But Tiff, we're here today because we are talking about this month being February. And I've got to be honest with you.
What?
When I think of Go Red for Women, I think of you. Because
Really?
I do, because in February, it's like we push for people to wear red on Fridays.
yes.
And this is something that you always do and encourage us as your colleagues to do the same thing. Why is Go Red so important to you?
Well, maybe because I was born on Valentine's Day. No, that has nothing to do with it. You know, Jamie, I got started with this several years ago when I was asked to do a few stories.
Yeah.
And it's so important because how many people do you know that, may have heart disease, whether it's a male or a female? In fact, what's the percentage? It's the number one killer in women, which I didn't know before I started this. But if you think about it, it is so important. And as a mom, which you are, a daughter, a wife, all these things, we're running around doing things for others. We're working moms too, that you oftentimes neglect yourself.
Yeah. And
part of that is stress. And, it's all connected, mind, health, and
body.
Mind, heart, and body. It's all connected. So that's something that's really important to me. Because if you're not good to yourself, you're not going to be good for others.
You're right. And that's even side note, these are conversations that you and I have as
all
friends.
the time.
That you're like, Jamie, I'm going out for a walk this morning.
Yes.
Which is true. I mean, that's a whole nother part of it. Because there are things that we can do that are very easy, simple things to be good to ourselves, like your morning walk. Get outside.
Get outside and walk. I know it's been a little bit colder lately, but for me, some people like to go to the gym. I'm like, I don't think I need to pay for my exercise, but I like to walk outside, smell the air, see the sights, and it really gets me set for the day, and it gets my mind ready, and it's good for as you know, I'm not a doctor, but it's good for your heart rate and everything else, because you don't know what the rest of your day is going to be like. I have a crazy house. I have a mom who's going to be 85. I got a teenager. I got a 12-year-old. I got a husband who's in news. I mean, it's so much going on that it's hard to hit the pause button, but the American Heart Association is so wonderful because they educate, they empower women. They do so much here in the community and nationally, as you know.
Yes. Well, and you hit on something I think that really is going to hit with people at home. We are busy. There are so many things going on, but you can't neglect your health. You do a lot and have with the American Heart Association, but coming up February 21st.
So excited.
A lot of people are excited for this. You are too. And it's an event that they do every year. It's the Go Red for Women.
Yeah, Go Red for Women at the Huntington Convention Center. And this year I am the MC of the entire event, which I'm so honored that they even asked me. Normally I focus on STEM.
Yes.
But I'm going to talk about that too. But it's so neat to stand on stage and see all these women and men dressed in red for a good cause. You have doctors speaking about it. You usually have a heartwarming story of someone who has gone through heart issues and been able to see the other side of it. They're raising money for awareness. But what we do, people see us on TV, and yes, that's my job. It pays the bills. It keeps my babies fed. But for me, being out in the community, that's the huge reward, when you can actually connect with people and talk with people and hear someone say, maybe, you know what, my mom suffered from heart disease, and because I came here or I talked to the person at the table I was with, I learned more about it.
Yeah.
So that's what it's really about. And it's such a feel-good event.
Yes, and you do. It's raising awareness, which is so important. You mentioned doctors. Hi, we're not doctors.
No.
But the vascular system, though, it is connected to the heart.
Connected.
And one of those things is the signs to, be aware of. And while we're not doctors, there is a doctor from UH who can tell you a lot more about that.
Vascular disease can involve anywhere between your head to your toes. The most common vascular disease, when we see it, are patients that present with lower extremity pain. So leg pain involving the thighs or your calves. Sometimes people have pain when they walk. For example, they might say that I can only walk about a block before I get symptoms. In the very extreme of vascular disease involving the legs, people might present with sores or wounds on their toes or their heel that just won't heal. And that's a sign that you're having trouble with blood flow into your foot. The other more common vascular disease might involve the arteries in your neck, called carotid artery disease. Those patients might present with signs and symptoms of a stroke. Stroke symptoms, important to know, are weakness of the body in one side versus the other, particularly starting very suddenly. You might have numbness on one side of the body versus the other, slurring of your speech, difficulty finding your speech or finding words to express what you want to say. And then lastly, you might experience a curtain-like sensation pulling over one eye. And those are very important characteristics to know about with stroke. And those are important things to call 911 or your emergency personnel.
Okay, so the event coming up, February 21st. Tell us more about it.
So excited. You got the date, February 21st. Mark your calendar. It's downtown at the Huntington Convention Center. You will see hundreds and hundreds of women and men dressed in red. I'll be emceeing it. It will be phenomenal. They will have people speaking about their survivor stories. You'll have doctors giving you information. But you know what I like? You get to network with people.
Oh, that's nice.
You get to network with people in the community. And that's the best part. When Northeast Ohio comes out, we represent.
Yeah, and it's raising awareness too.
Yes.
I guarantee you're going to leave thinking, wow, I did not know
always
that.
do.
And if you want to go, we've got tickets too. You can go to heart.org/CLE Go Red. And make sure you wear your red.
Yes, where you're at. And now we're going to eat this
it's
stuff.
time.
Yes.
Cheers, right?
Oh, yum. See you there.
Thank you.
Thank you, my
We'll
friend.
be right back on
Okay.
CLE Weekend. Now it's time to eat. Oh, these are warm.
Lovely.